Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's me, I'm back, Alyssa, and yeah, we have transactions and we have updates on Westeros International. It's been a minute since I've posted, and I'm really sorry about that for this league and for most of my other leagues. I just really haven't found any motivation, and I really just didn't like how I was posting before. Editing wasn't even bad. It would take maybe like 30 minutes, but there's crashing, and then there's just it taking an hour to process a 15 to 8-minute video, which is kind of absurd for me. So I'm doing this style now, where I just make the video, and yeah, I like this style a lot more. I feel like it fits better for this type of channel, but anyways, I have to recap what happened in week 2, 4, and 5. I lost all 3 of those. So I'm looking at 1 and 4 minus 9, which puts me 9th. Top 6 make playoffs, so I'm out of playoff picture for now. We are on week 6. I actually have to do that match, not soon, but eventually. And both of us made transactions, and we ran it over with each other, and we're both fine, and we're both going to use them. So I figured right now is the best time to just make this video and get it out there. So let's go over the transactions. I believe there are, I want to say 11 weeks, so we're halfway through the season, 1 and 4. This is the absolute opposite of the Moonlight Draft, where I was 5 and 1. So I'm getting heavy flashbacks to that. But yeah, let's just start off with Furfrou, because I don't know if I've already gone over this, but I did trade Furfrou. Furfrou is a really good mon. It's probably one of my favorite lower tier ones, because fur coat with 252 defense, or 252 EVs in defense, and this is really bulky. 480 is really good. And my team is a bulky team, but I really don't like that team that much. I don't like using them. I like fast, and I like wish passing. I like all of that, so I don't really think it fit my team. So I traded in a mon I think that would better fit it, and that's wish passing with prankster. So this mon gets wish. Oh wait, wrong thing. But like with a focus sash, let's say. With wish, baton pass, aromatherapy, and then like recovery or light screen or protect or something like that. I really do like that set. It gets tailwind. So yeah, this mon is going to be very useful for the team, and it's probably one of my favorites, so I'll keep it in there. So my next mon that I traded was actually probably my biggest deal I've ever done. Well, I say deal, but it was my biggest swap, I guess, I've ever done. And I will put both mons right here, actually. So Ferrothorn I actually did trade in Mega Manetric, which is all the way down here. And I traded Ferrothorn, by the way, these two mons are good mons. I just don't like using Ferrothorn because I'm not a hazard person. I like getting rocks up at least, maybe like a layer of spikes, but really just relying on Ferrothorn just is not how I like to play. I like offense, and I like just sweeping. So I dropped Ferrothorn, very bulky mon, but I just can't use Ferrothorn that well. So instead, if I could type, I got Mega Pincer, which is a really fun mon to use. I've done monotype once, and I had bug, so I do have some not much experience with Pincer, but I do have experience with Pincer. Curse is viable with 105 speed, is not the fastest, so Curse is definitely a viable set if I'm looking to do that. I got EQ, I got bulk up, brick break, knock off, outrage. I have a bunch of coverage. I get rocks with this mon for some reason, so if I ever want rocks and I want a bulky tank or something, I can bring Pincer. Toxic X Scissor. Unfortunately, no U-turn, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's fine because the next mon does bring that to the table. We got Earthquake, just a lot of coverage, and yeah, this is a really good mon. It gets priority quick attack, which Aerialate is going to boost, so that's, is it 1.3? I think it's 1.3 or 1.2 boost, which is kind of good. That's very, very good for Pincer. So that's like a 50 base power move now. Yeah, Pincer is just a really good mon. A little underrated, with a 155 attack stat and 105 speed is not bad whatsoever. I can always, if I really wanted to 1 week, I can bring a bulky tank Pincer, and that would really be weird, but it could work. So yeah, that's my second transaction. My third transaction, and the same deal was actually for Magnezone. So I'll go over Manectric, even though I just blew it away. Manectric really was good pre-draft or pre-home, because home cut a bunch of moves like Signal Beam and Hidden Powers, and Mega Manectric really needed that, and I feel like without it, this mon just suffers so much from it, to the point where it's not a very good sweeper. So I had to swap it out for Pincer and Magnezone for Ferrothorn, because Magnezone has the same, pretty similar special attack stat. I think it's -5, which is not a big deal whatsoever. But now I can run items with it. This is pretty much Mega Manectric with a steel type, which is going to give me a lot more resistances. A big ground weakness, but other than that, a bunch of resistances with the possibility of trapping Corviknight, trapping just all these steel types, or I can go sturdy, I can go analytic, and go min speed. This one is just really good for whatever I need it to do. And yes, this mon was one of the mons that did rely on an HP, and without it, it is kind of bad, because, I mean, Discharge, if I want Curse for defense boost, but that's not really good. This mon doesn't get, I don't think, any special attacking boosting moves. It does get Teleport, which is kind of good. It loses Signal Beam, which is kind of similar to Mega Manectric. This mon is kind of similar to Mega Manectric, but I think it is better because of its abilities and its stat distribution. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, so we get slow Volt Switches, Tri-Attack. Yeah, this mon is kind of not as good as it was, but it still is a very viable mon, and I think it is better than Mega Manectric. So I think those two were a success. And my last two, I believe, were Cryogonal and Weezing. Those two I swapped. So I'll go over Cryogonal. Cryogonal really did not fit this team. It's not going to be brought often, and if it's brought, it's mainly for Rapid Spin, which I like Defog better. So this mon can be a special sweeper. That's a viable option. I know I say viable a lot, but it is an option that I can use, but it really is not going to come often. And Weezing, I think I used maybe once, and it is a really good Fizz Def tank, but it's going to be taking a lot of special attacks because of its typing. I mean, you have Earth Power, you have Psychic as a type, you have... Is that its only 2 weaknesses? Whatever. Still. We'll go over Cryogonal first. So I had 1 free point, and with moving Weezing down to Muck, which is going to give me 4 points, I can move this up. So I'll go over Muck really quick. Muck is probably one of my favorite lower tier mons. It's up there with Furfrou, because, and Illumise, that one's tough to pronounce, because of the sets you can run. You can run Choice Band, Assault Vest, with Poison Touch, and Poison Jab, Shadow Sneak, Power Up Punch, Shadow Punch, Thunder Punch. Does it get Fire Punch? It does get Fire Punch. Gunk Shot, Ice Punch, Brick Break, Body Slam. Like, Band is an option with this mon, and you get 30% chance of poison. So poison, I really do like Toxic in this metagame, so I think getting a poison is really important. The stats on this mon are really good. I mean, you get a very solid Spadef stat, which is very useful for this mon. Compared to Wheezing, which just needs a Spadef stat. This mon does have a Spadef stat, and you can run 252 so that you're getting a Spadef stat and you're getting a defensive stat. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, just overall really good move coverage and memento. Yeah, taunt, sub, toxic, just a lot of stuff you can do with this mon. Poison touch is a very viable ability, and I would bring it because I like offense. And yeah, so next we have Cryogonal. So Cryogonal, with 4 points, I could do a lot of things, but my team really does need a fighting type and a grass type because I think I lost both of them. I know I lost a grass type, but I wanted to complete Psychic Dark Fighting Core too, and a grass and fighting type can do that. So I went with Breloom. Breloom was 12 points. It has really good abilities like Effect Spore, Poison Heal, and Technician, which, like I said, are all really good abilities. You can run Band, you can run Leftovers, or if you want Poison Heal with Toxic Orb, Rocky Helmet, just a lot of things. This mon has a huge attack stat, 130 with 252 Mach Punch on Technician. It's kind of good. That's very good, and you get Power Up Punch. This mon is very good for that, with Choice Band. So Breloom is just a really good mon. This mon gets Spore, which is 100% sleep. So Spore into, do you get Sword Stance? You do get Sword Stance. So Spore, Mach Punch, and then like Leaf Blade. Do you get Leaf? No, you don't. But you get like Seed Bomb, Leech Seed, with like Life Orb. Like that is a set, and it's this mon is just good. I like it. So yeah, so my team, like I said before, 1-4, -9, 9th in the league, 3 spots in between me and playoffs. This team I think can pull it off, and I think we can make an attempt to go back into the playoffs. I think we can finish like 7 and, okay, I'm not gonna go winless, but maybe like 5 and 6, something like that, and barely get in the playoffs. I want each league to be a learning experience, and so far this league has been a learning experience on my playstyle because of the team I drafted before was a very bulky team, and it just wasn't my playstyle, and I wasn't picking up any wins. I picked up 1 win, but I think with this team, which is a lot more offensive and a lot more sweeperish, that's not a word, but you get my point. I think this team can compete, and yeah, I am hoping for a turnaround, and I will see you guys with week 6 when that comes out, which hopefully will be this week, along with Draft League, or not Draft League, with Speed Tour. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time, and have a great day, everyone, and peace out, boys.